This podcast episode is presented by a generous sponsorship of Radio Free Santa Clarita by the California Institute of the Arts, one of the top art schools in the world located right here in Santa Clarita. You can find out more information about their Discover Music program, CalArts summer program for high school students. Learn more at calarts.edu/discover. Hello and welcome. This is the Awesome Town Sound podcast for the second week of August 2019. I am your host, Lee Huber. Thanks for listening. And hey, I mean it. I wouldn't be doing this if it weren't for you guys. Never stop being awesome, Awesome Town. Thank you for listening. This week, in addition to the regular music events calendar, we present another self-contained rewind episode. If you missed any of our interviews in the last few weeks, or had a few favorites that you'd like to listen back to, this episode is for you. This is also a great episode to share with people who have never heard the show before and are looking to discover great homegrown music made fresh right here in Santa Clarita. But first, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't tell you about this weekend's music events happening all around the SCV. So let's get into it. The weekend begins at the Canyon, with doors opening at 6 p.m. for Borderline Country Nights, as they do every week. And at the Newhall Community Center, you can learn to swing dance with live music provided by the Big Butter Jazz Band, part of Jam Sessions. That's at 7 p.m. at the NCC. On Friday, August 9th, at the Canyon, Yachtly Crew will have you come aboard with doors opening at 6 p.m. Over at the Valencia Marketplace Shopping Center, Fort Worth West will take the stage outdoors at 6 p.m. Dole Humphreys will be at Greater Pacific at 7 p.m. The jazz group Wardenclyffe, featuring Carly Clark, who you may know from Vinyl and Sheen. They'll be at Vincenzo's Newhall at 7:30 p.m. Nick Horn will be at the local pub and grill at 8 p.m. And James Hackett will be at the Newhall Press Room starting at 9 p.m. On Saturday, August 10th, all-day metal and punk music from the Siren and the Poet, Public Shadows, the Eddie Marizito Conflagration, try saying that 10 times fast, and A Story Beneath. They'll all be at Drifters Cocktails all afternoon long. First band goes on at noon. Public Nuisance will be at the Canyon. Doors open at 6 for that. At Concerts in the Park, they'll have Grateful Shred, Grateful Dead cover group. Party begins at 7 p.m. for that. Scam Booty will be at Vincenzo's Newhall at 7:30 p.m. Ryan Matthew will be at the local pub and grill at 8 p.m. The first performance of the Andrews Brothers, featuring Awesome Town Sound podcast featured artist John Joseph, will debut at the Canyon Theater Guild at 8 p.m. Saturday night. Fascia and the Flapjacks will be at Mabel's Roadhouse at 9 p.m. And Ann Drexler will be at the Newhall Press Room at 9 p.m. as well. And on Sunday, if that wasn't enough music, the Santa Clarita Blues Society will have the second Sunday Blues Jam, as they do every month, at the American Legion Post 507. That kicks off at 5 p.m. And the Black and Blue Restaurant has some jazz from Jose starting at 6 p.m. Our full calendar of events can be found at awesometownsound.com, and give us a like on Facebook. Search for the Awesome Town Sound. That's it for part 1 of this week's episode. Download part 2, which is the Awesome Town Sound Podcast Rewind Volume 2, wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening.